Hello peeps, it's a hillbilly Hertfordshire today. How are we going? It's a lovely day here in mid Wales, and today we're going to talk about how Farage is being attacked on multiple sides now. He's been having dirty tricks done against the constituents in some weird ways. It's obviously dark arts that's happened for years, and once you see what's happening, you'll see that the normal media are putting it over as something else. Now, I don't know about you. I think there is this Brexit feeling around the country. If you go onto any Facebook story, if you go onto any story and you look in the comments, people below are going, I'm voting Reform. I've had a guts full of them all. Because they want change. They want somebody else to have a go. And not necessarily Labour, to be honest. So let's start this video off. And if you don't mind subscribing and pressing that button below, it makes a big difference to my channel and it gets it seen. So let's get going. The content in this video is intended for comedic purposes only. The views expressed in these videos and other info are not to be taken as factual information or a representation of my personal beliefs. I am critically reviewing the info and videos I show as examples. Now, Farage is making a big splash in the UK at the moment. If you don't know, he started this party basically a month ago. Joined the party. And there's such momentum got with it. People have really got behind him because he's got some common sense policies, to be honest with you. It's just common sense from what I could see. It's what the normal people look at and think, yeah, that will help me. Like 20,000, earning 20,000 before tax, not having this nonsense taught in schools, not wanting to go to stupid wars all over the world, having a bit of thought about the people in this country first before inviting others here and the rest of it. Now, the establishment are really worried. I've said this a few times now. They're starting to use dirty tricks, and as we'll go on, we'll see what's happening now besides what's happened with Channel 4. So this guy, I did a video the other day about how he was an actor and how they basically been pretending to be an East End thug, and you saw it all on telly. There's no point saying you haven't. So he's gone into hiding. Nobody can find him. Channel 4 News are behind it all, allegedly. We all know that, really. And what they are actually doing, they're pretending they don't know this guy. But that isn't the point. When it comes to an election, on the run-up to election, all media are supposed to be fair to all people concerned during that period. So that month or 6 weeks or whatever. So Channel 4 News have decided to do a hit job, possibly with an actor and all set up, 2 weeks before the election date, but they haven't done it on any other of the parties. So that is breaking the rules. Now, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to know if you pick on one. If you did this to the Labour Party or the Conservative Party, you'd be breaking the rules also. You should be doing it to all parties, not just one party, because you're trying to interfere in the election, aren't you? So people talk about how Farage is wrong here. He ain't. If he takes this lot to court, he should be able to win this. Now, here's what extra is happening. News. The claim that Channel 4 News have never given any money to planted actor Andrew Parker doesn't need much digging to see what really happened here. It transpires a company called Lee Sorrell Media sold the undercover footage to Channel 4 in an attempt to thwart any retrospective audit trails linked to Andrew Parker. Lee Sorrell, 59, based in Barnsley, South Yorkshire, was the head of investigations at ITV from 2004 to 2009. And before that, he did the same role for LWT from 1993 to 2003. We'd like to see what communications took place between Channel 4, Sorrell and Andrew Parker. These are serious breaches of the UK election law under interference and also breaks the Ofcom regulations of broadcasting standards. Paying money to influence voters outside of clearly named and stated party political advertising. It is. This is against electoral law. Now, this is also happening. The Tories have also got absolutely terrified, and you can see by the media the last couple of days. So what they're doing now is they're trying to pay off Reform candidates and using dirty tricks to try and remove the candidates from standing. It's unreal. Corrupt. This is from Richard Tice himself, the guy who's in charge of the party. Corrupt Tories offer inducements to Reform candidates. Tory candidates, probably involved in CCHQ, which is Conservative headquarters, are corruptly offering jobs and inducements to Reform candidates to persuade them to talk badly of Reform, stand down, then endorse the Tory candidate. This shows dark forces at play by desperate Tories. Today we have a senior Tory MP offer and the Reform candidate in her constituency a plum job as part of her team if he spoke badly of Reform and resign. She secretly recorded the conversation and gave it to the press, excluding the inducement part of the story. In addition, we have a Reform candidate make false allegations against the party leaders and resign, endorsing the Tory candidate in Earwash. It turns out he lied to secure his nomination as candidate in what is clearly a deliberately planned stitch-up. What was he offered? This follows an extraordinary case of a Reform candidate withdrawing his nomination papers back from the council on the 7th of June, just minutes before nomination closed, and endorsing Tory Gavin Williamson. In addition, our Dudley candidate rightly rejected a corrupt offer of a safe council seat and job from the local Tories if he withdrew. More to follow on this. Now this is old tricks, isn't it? This is old Conservative tricks. And I told you the Conservative Party is the oldest party in the world. They know all the tricks and they'll do anything to win elections usually. Now I thought from the start, because they've been so terrible in this election, that they've decided to lose this election and just hand the baton over to Labour. That is what's happened. The civil service has decided it's time for Labour to have a go. And Farage has thrown a spanner into the works. He has really thrown a spanner into the works because the Conservative Party is going to be totally mullered and destroyed. Now, like I said earlier, if you look on Facebook or anything now, anything that's posted political, go in the comments, you'll see people writing down there, I'm voting Reform, I'm voting Reform. There is a movement building that people have no idea what it is. The media don't even realise what's going on. I think there's going to be a serious shock here. And I think some of these parties are starting to realise it. Now, remember on Wednesday, do your thing. I never tell anybody what to vote, but I'd be grateful if you would think of voting for this guy. Especially for change, really. You know, I didn't decide to do this until about a week and a half ago. But I think he can actually do a bit of good in the country for a change. It's nice to see somebody talking good about our country instead of running it down all the time. Now, of course, in Wales, the Conservative Party in Wales, they're not really the same party as in England. I don't think. Now, we talked about what Labour are going to do. They basically want, in Wales, what Labour want is to basically muller off hill farming and small farms and give it all to, take 20% off the hills and plant it all, and then they want to increase production on flat land. That's what they're on about. So people like me are going to lose income, which I don't have much income as it is. I was actually talking to a friend of mine last night. Smaller farms don't have a lot of income. And then you have a certain size farm has a huge income. That's what they're after. They want us to work for the bigger farms. That's what it's all about. With nutty climate policies. But there we are. I won't get on rambling about that. So please comment, rate and subscribe. It really helps my channel. And thank you all for watching. And we're nearly there. A few more days. And you can put your cross and make these governments realise what you're really made of. Okay, ta-da!